I'm Kevin Klein. Let's go inside Winnipeg City Hall and talk about the sale of Portage Place Mall. Quick overview. The mall has been for sale for quite some time and nobody had stepped up and made an offer. Nobody. Until all of a sudden, a company out of Ontario, an investment company, saw the property and thought, well, there's an opportunity here, and they made an offer. That's the only offer we've had for Portage Place Mall, and that was some time ago now. That corporation was going to put $500 million, with a B, $500 million into our downtown. They were going to rebuild Portage Place. It would have 2 apartment towers, one more geared towards student living, one for affordable housing. They were going to entirely revamp what the mall looked like downstairs. They were going to have an outside area, a gathering area for restaurants, and it would have 24/7 bathrooms. What a fantastic way to rejuvenate downtown. That's how we're going to do it. You bring more people downtown to live. That's more eyeballs on the streets. That's more people walking around. That, with increased public safety, downtown starts to flourish. Now, the city gave them some funding, and the province gave some, and they were looking for some funding from the feds. The funding that governments give really are small investments into a $500 million project. They're looking for about $20 million from every level of government. And we don't actually hand them a check. We do it in a tax incentive financing, they call it, a TIF. I know they were waiting for some funding from the feds, and there were some negotiations going on back and forth. But during that time, they had to come back to the city and ask for extensions. And the last time they came to ask for an extension was, I think, just before summer. And it was a close vote. It only passed by 1 vote. Interesting, right? Because what kind of a message is that sending to the developer who's working on making this happen? And a $500 million project doesn't happen overnight, especially when you have to deal with all 3 levels of government. Well, fast forward to today. Well, not exactly today, but a few days ago. City councilors receive an email from the CAO that said, please be advised that Starlight has moved out or has requested to be taken out of the offer. They wanted their deposit back, and they are no longer pursuing the development of Portage Place Mall. And be advised that this all happened on September 9th. Now stop for a moment. So we were told on a day of city council, so that everyone knows city councilors are in this meeting all day. So we get an email during that meeting on the 29th of September. But everyone knew on the 9th. That's when the company requested their deposit back. And I have it by 2 confirmed sources that the deposit, in fact, has already been given back to Starlight. They already have that money back in their account. Now, some from leadership and the administration jumped quickly to say, no, everything is fine. It's going to be okay. We've extended it until the end of October. True statement. We have extended their timeline to the end of October. However, they've already got their deposit back, and they've walked away from the sale. What's more concerning is the details behind the cancellation of this sale. City officials, leadership, and the administration, one would assume, were informed on September 9th. Now, they either told the mayor's office or they did not. And if they did tell the mayor's office, why didn't he tell the rest of council? And if they didn't, why are they not telling elected officials when something this important falls off the rails? Because, if it were me and I was told on September 9th, later that day, I would have all the councillors in a meeting, get them on Zoom, on to whatever we have to do, and talk about this and say, what can we do now to save this? Who can we call? Let's call MPs. Let's everybody get on the phone. Let's talk to the company. Let's find out what we can do to make sure that this investment of $500 million comes to the city. That's what I would do if I was in charge. That didn't happen. It should have happened way before we got to this point. During the process of the sale, we should have been talking with the organization and acting as partners and making sure that they were getting through the hurdles of government easily so that this project, $500 million, could be invested into our downtown. Now we're in a position where the administration is going after a counselor because this counselor, I guess, went to the media and said, wow, we've lost this and I think this is going to happen and I think this is going to happen based on what we're told. It wasn't me, for the record. This was a different counselor. And all of a sudden, they started firing out emails to everybody, talking like crazy. No, that's not true. This was a confidential meeting. You can't tell people. Okay, well, is it not true, or is it a confidential meeting that you're not allowed to tell people about? So why is it a secret? Because things still happen behind closed doors. It's easy to say with a smile that we're the most transparent organization ever at the City of Winnipeg. But these deals are happening behind closed doors. Do I have evidence of that? Well, they were told on September 9th they didn't tell council until September 29th. Seems to me that was done behind closed doors. And why are they pushing the fact that we are not allowed to give information to residents? Let me make this very clear. I do not work for the City of Winnipeg. I work for the residents of the City of Winnipeg, not the administration. Now, did you elect a lapdog that will just do what they're told behind Instagram? Or did you elect a guard dog who would ask these questions and find out why things are being kept behind closed doors? Something's not right here. Something is not right at all. But it circles back to the major problem we have at City Hall. It's always been like this. It hasn't changed. Nothing has changed. We do more virtue signaling, but nothing has changed. We don't inform councillors of what's really going on. Well, they might tell somebody. Come on. We know what things need to be confidential and what things don't. And when it comes to taxpayers' money, it's not your call. It's the taxpayers' money. And we're here to guard that money, not be your lapdog. This is why I ask the questions I ask. It's not to be a jerk. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. Somebody has to ask these questions. Unless, of course, you just want a lapdog who is awesome on Instagram. I'd rather be that guard dog that's watching out for your money. Because if it was me, they would be answering these questions and you would know.